morning. Good morning. Is everybody awake? It's my monitor. There we go. All right. Well, if you're not awake, you're about to be. We're going to sing a song that's going to get the blood pumping. We did it last time I was here, but we're going to do it a couple times just to make sure everybody feels comfortable with it. All right. I am alive with the Spirit of God. 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 Here we go. I am alive, y'all. Hey. Come on, you guys. We're going to try that line again. I am alive, y'all. Alive with the Spirit of God. Let's practice saying y'all. Yeah, you guys have it. All right, so we're going to change it up just a little bit. We got I am alive with the Spirit of God. What if we do the power of God? All right. I am alive with the power of God. I am alive with the power of God. Ooh, I am alive with the power of God. I am alive with the power of God. I am alive, y'all, alive with the power of God. All right, so the talk today is about creating our reality, right? Creating our lives. What other word can we put in the place of spirit? Dealer's choice. Any thoughts? I know it's early and the time change and everything. Joy. I am alive with the joy of God. 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 I am alive, y'all, alive with the joy of God. All right, we're going to do it one more time. And you know what? This song, I feel like this song needs bodies moving. There you go. We're going to do Spirit of God. I am alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive with the Spirit of God. Yeah, I am alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive with the Spirit of God. Here comes that, y'all. I am alive, y'all, alive with the Spirit of God. Tag it. I am alive, y'all, alive with the Spirit of God. One more time. I am alive, y'all, alive with the Spirit of God. Yeah.
All right, you feeling alive despite the time change? It does help to sing a little bit, doesn't it? It does help to use our voices. So good morning, everybody. So glad that you are here. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, Northern Colorado. So glad that you are here. I see some familiar faces and some faces that are new, so welcome. And to those online, welcome to you as well. My name is Reverend Alvarado. Did I say that already? If I didn't, I'm saying it. If I did, I'm saying it twice. Yeah, just so glad that you are here on this beautiful, almost spring, somewhat spring, fake spring. I don't know what to call it, but here we are, and everything is starting to bloom. Can you see that? How exciting is that? All right, so we are a community committed to living from love, celebrating our oneness, and supporting one another on our spiritual path. And may today offer exactly what your heart needs. All right, let's invite our kiddos up for a little song. Come on down. Hey, give them a hand.
God is everything there is, so I am part of God. I know there's lots of good for me and everybody else. I'm thankful and grateful for everything I have, so I let go of this prayer, and so it is. God is everything there is, so I am part of God. I know there's lots of good for me and everybody else. I'm thankful and grateful for everything we have, so I let go of this prayer, and so it is.
those boots. Yeah. All right, Emerson. Nice. Okay, everybody. So let's all take a deep breath. Breathing in and slowly breathing out. Letting go of the busyness of the morning in getting here. Just letting that all go on the out breath. And so we just find ourselves present, right here, right now. Allowing the breath to take you inward. And so begin to breathe in and out through your heart. Breathing in, we're going to count for 6. And then breathe out for 6. And just continuing to breathe in and out through your heart on the count of 6 in. And 6 counts out. Bring into your awareness something that you experienced in this past week that touched your heart. Something that you're grateful for. And continue breathing in for a count of 6 and out for a count of 6. And just feeling that gratitude in your heart. On the next inhale, feel and know that your heart is expanding with light, with love, with the energy of gratitude. As we connect our mind and our heart, that energy expands. Melting away anything within our being, within our mind, within our heart that needs to be released in this moment. And helping us to feel a little more at peace, a little more calm, a little more at ease. And feel that light extending now all around you. Touching the people on either side of you, in front of you, behind you, wherever you are. Just feeling that light, allowing that light to be a blessing and a healing to those all around you. Filling this space. And placing your hands over your heart. And sending yourself some love this morning. Blessing your being, your mind, your spirit, your heart. Bringing your awareness back to your breath, still breathing in through your heart and out through your heart. Feeling the peace that continues to wash over you in this moment. How beautiful it is to just slow down and connect in. And silently just saying to yourself, I love you. I love you. I love you. And taking one more deep breath, breathing in and breathing out. And feeling yourself grounded and connected and present as we move into an opening prayer. And so in this sacred time, in this sacred moment, we feel the heart coherence that has been created here within ourselves and within this space. We feel the light that is here, the presence of spirit, of the divine that is here, and that is all around us. How beautiful it is to come together in community. For we are indeed one human family. And so I am knowing that we are exactly where we need to be. That there are no mistakes, that this group of beings have found their way to one another today. And I'm knowing that even if we are online, no matter where we are, that we are all connected. And so just imagining right now that we are standing in a huge circle, holding hands and sending light from our heart to the next person and the next and the next until it goes all the way around the entire planet. Not just for this community, but for all beings. For as we tune into our light, as we tune in to the love that we are, that light and that love goes out and touches all. And so just bringing that awareness here, that we are all one, and that the love that we are is the most important thing that we can walk through the world with and express. For love is all there is. And so I bless this service. I bless our wonderful musician. I bless our sound and media team. I bless every person here, knowing that the Spirit of God is moving indeed through each and every one of us. And so we trust and know that we are here to receive whatever it is that we are meant to receive today. Whatever insight, revelation, we just trust and know that we're exactly where we need to be. And our heart is open and ready to receive. And I speak my word on behalf of those who are going through a difficult time right now. Our friends in the Middle East, who are, many of whom are deeply suffering. And so we send our light and our love to all those who are having a difficult time. We just hold them in our heart. And so just feeling gratitude for this moment in time to recognize our oneness and to send our love to those in need. And so with great gratitude for this gathering, great gratitude for this service, we hand it over to God. We hand it over to Spirit that always says yes, without pause, without prejudice. We just hand it over. And Spirit answers the call. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, God. And so it is.
This is a song by Jason Mraz. You know who that is? And I changed it a little bit, but since he's not here, I figured nobody would care. So nobody tell him. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. Always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. People done gone crazy. People gone mad. People done forgot the superpowers we all have. We were born to love, not hate. We can decide our fate and look for the good in everyone. If there's a silver lining, you still have to find it, find it, find it. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Everyone needs sunshine. Everyone needs rain. Everyone is carrying around some kind of pain. Just keep trying. Keep on trying when it gets frightening. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good. Look for the good, look for the good in everyone. Everyone is nature, everyone is God, everyone is love and light and vibration. Look for the good, look for the good. Everyone gets mad sometimes and maybe they should. Look for the good, look for the good. Yeah, look out for all the heroes in your neighborhood. Look for the good, look for the good. Life sure would be sweeter if everybody would. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good, look for the good, look for the good in everyone. Look for the good in everyone.
So what do you think of the new space and the new configuration? You liking it? I was just looking at our beautiful altars. So there's all kinds of beings show up, physical beings, maybe non-physical too, but physical beings show up to decorate and set up and all the things. So yeah, we'll acknowledge them after service. But I was just sitting there thinking and just looking at how some of you have seen it for the first time, but this is really special. So, all right, so the universe. I'm going to talk about the universe. Big, yeah. The universe has this ongoing urge to create. Have you noticed that? It has an ongoing urge to create. And you can feel the aliveness. Yeah, even though spring is starting, it's not quite all here yet, but you can feel it, you can sense it, you can see it in the trees that are starting to bud and the flowers that are starting to come up through the surface, yeah, of the ground. Yeah, and creation not only exists within nature, but it exists within ourselves. That creative force is a part of who we are. It's within us. But what's interesting about nature is nature doesn't force creation to happen. It doesn't force it. It just allows it to happen. It just allows it. It completely surrenders and just allows the creation to happen through it. But we are a little different. Yeah, we are a little different as humans. We try to force things. We have an intention for something that we want in our life, and then we try to force it to happen. Anybody willing to admit that? Couple of hands. Okay, the rest of you are like, I'm not going to admit that. Yeah. So, we set these intentions in our life, and then we wonder why we're not manifesting our desires. I'm assuming I'm not the only one that has wondered that. Why isn't this thing showing up in my life? I've been focusing on it, and yet I'm getting this instead. Yeah, has anybody experienced that? Why am I getting this? I'm focused over here. Why am I getting this? Or I have been praying about this thing for the last 10 years. Where is it? Where is he? Where is my career? Where is the money? Where is it? I've been praying, yeah? And so we don't always get what we ask for. We don't always get what we've been intending and what we've been focusing on. So there's several things, I think, several reasons why I think we don't get what we ask for. One is where our energy goes. So we intend something, we want something, and then we're focused over here, but then we're also looking at the places in our life where we don't have it. Right? So we want better health, but we keep looking at the condition in our life, the ailment. We keep looking at it and looking at it and looking at it instead of looking over at what it is that we desire. And so the universe gets a little confused because our energy is focused over here and it's focused over here. And so it doesn't know what to do because our energy is split. Yeah? And so we end up creating experiences that in our life that tend to match or align with the things that we don't want rather than the things we do. Now, that isn't always the case. But have you noticed that sometimes we end up getting the very thing that we don't want, even though we keep focusing on what we do want? Another reason I think we don't get often what we ask for is because of our attachment. We grasp so tightly onto the things that we want. Yeah, have you noticed that too? Nobody in here gets attached to anything. Yeah, and when we get attached, we grasp. And what that does is it keeps it at bay. We think that by grasping onto it that it'll come, but our attachment actually keeps it away from us. You know, we get so attached that we think, well, if I just had a healthy body, if this condition in my life just went away, if my relationships were healed, if I were in a relationship, I'd be happy. If I had the perfect career, I'd be happy. If I was able to retire early, I'd be happy. If I had more money in my account, I'd be happy. So we get attached to all of these things that we think once we have them, that then we will be more happy, we will be more at peace. You with me? Yeah, we do this, don't we? And so our attachment keeps it away. I think that the most important one, though, the most important reason that keeps our intentions from coming to us, I think this is the most important one, is that we're not ready for it. That's a hard one, isn't it? That we're not ready for it. Sometimes the very thing that we ask for, we're not emotionally, mentally, or spiritually ready to receive the very thing that we're asking for. And so sometimes the universe has to do a little tweaking. Spiritual terms, tweaking. Yeah, sometimes the universe has to work in the background, which basically what that means is that sometimes we have to do a little more growth. We have to experience a little more growth in order to be ready, in order to be spiritually, emotionally, mentally mature enough to receive what it is that we are asking for. So the universe has to do a little tweaking. We have to grow a little bit more. And sometimes we are resistant to growth. Yes, sometimes we are. We understand the power of it. We understand the importance of it. But come on, let's just be honest. Sometimes it's really painful. Yeah, I'm smiling as I say that, but inside it's like, yeah. So what it takes to create what it is that we truly desire, traveling in a world of our creation, it has a lot of parts and pieces to it. It's not as simple as just saying, I want this, and it manifests. Now, the films and the books out there certainly give that impression, yeah? There's a lot of information out there that just says if you focus on what you want, you can manifest it like that. But in truth, it's not that simple. So I'm upgrading this idea of manifestation a little bit. Because truthfully, I think we need to. The process requires some things of us. It requires contemplation. It requires self-inquiry. It requires lots of self-awareness. And sometimes it requires a good therapist. Right? Yes. Yeah. And so it requires us to bring the unconscious parts of ourselves into conscious awareness. And that takes contemplation, and it takes self-awareness, and it takes a good therapist, and it takes growth. which happens not in an instant, as we all know, so that we can be tapped into who we are and notice when our ego is more engaged. And notice when we are more aligned with our reactions to life. And notice when our limiting beliefs and our limiting thoughts are just have completely taken over. So the more inner work that we do, the more we notice those things and catch those things. And then we bring ourselves back. We bring ourselves back. This is all part of the spiritual path. I talked about this a few weeks ago. Where the rubber meets the road is doing this work. Our spiritual practices are fantastic. Meditation and prayer and contemplation, all of that. But it asks us to go a little deeper. And so how do we truly create? How do we truly create in our life? Well, we need to create from a more aligned place. We need to create the way the divine creates. Imagine if you're so aligned with Spirit. Now, if we were, we would be able to create all kinds of things in nature too. But we forget our power. We forget that we are actually these powerful beings. Reka added power to one of the lines because it is true, but we forget that. But I think one of the first things we need to do is to slow down. We added meditation into the service on Sundays to help you slow down. We're in such a rush. We're running from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. Yeah, and so this thing called life and the spiritual life asks us to slow down and to notice the energy that we're creating from. Am I more focused on what it is I don't want than what it is I do? How much of my energy is focused on what it is I don't want? Just think about that. Versus what it is you do want. How much am I grasping onto what it is that I want to experience in my life? How much of my energy is grasping? Am I ready? Am I ready to receive the thing that I so desperately want? If there's desperation, that's a hint. You're not quite ready yet. So my assumption with all of you here today and those online is that there are things you want in your life. Raise your hand. Does everybody want something? Something that you don't have. Maybe it's a condition in your body that you want to heal. Maybe it's a new relationship. Maybe it's more money. Maybe it's a career, a different job situation. We all want something, at least one thing. And notice as you reflect on the things that you want, how grounded you are in that. Is your desire coming from a grounded place, from an aligned place? Or is it coming from a place of frustration and disappointment and anger and frustration, all of those things? Just notice. This isn't to judge where you're coming from. This is just simply to be aware of the energy behind it. But the most important thing, well, it's all important. But one of the most important things is to connect with Spirit. And I talk a lot about that because it's critical. It's the most important piece to the whole puzzle, is to connect with Spirit. Now, some of you have a relationship, a strong relationship with Spirit, and others of you may be a little uncomfortable. You're just building that relationship. Some of you don't feel anything when you connect. I don't know, she tells me all the time I should connect in. I have no idea what I'm feeling. Wherever you are at, to ask the question, what's that about? If you're not feeling that connection, If it feels nebulous, if it feels far away, what is that about? Step into self-inquiry. Step into and ask yourself the question, what is spirit? What is the divine? What is that in my life? Do I feel it? How come I don't feel it? To reflect on that. Because our oneness matters. Recognizing our oneness not only with spirit, but our oneness with all makes an enormous difference in this thing called manifestation. And to know who we truly are. Until we are fully connected to the divinity within us, we do not know who we are. We are more identified with our human self than we are our divine self. And you all know we are spiritual beings having a human experience, not the other way around. Parker Palmer said, "Before I can tell my life what I want to do with it, I must listen to my life telling me who I am." Listening to life. Life is constantly telling us who we are, but what we're hearing is the chatter that tells us who we're not, more than who we truly are. So are the thoughts that you are having in your life, are they supporting your connection to the divine, or are they separating you from it? Just notice that. Are they supporting your connection? Or are they separating you from it? You know, in truth, we can never be separated. In truth, we can never be separated from spirit. But there are those times when we align ourselves more with our reactions and our overreactions and our judgments and the stories that we tell ourselves about who we are or about who others are, then aligning with that pureness and the allness and the perfection of the divine within us. So the invitation for all of us is to keep working on our inner world, to keep doing the work, so that we can experience not only a different experience in here, but a different experience out there. Because as we keep doing our own inner work, everything changes out here. Have you noticed that? Just in your own life? We get so frustrated with certain people in our life, and it's funny, we think if they just change, my life will be better. But it's actually when we change ourselves, then they show up differently. Suddenly, they start treating us better and differently because we've worked on our own self. You know, we all play a part in the world that we see. It's easy to disconnect ourselves or dismiss what's happening in other parts of the world. It's easy to do that because it feels so far away, like what's happening in the Middle East. It feels so far away. I feel safe here in my community, in my home, in my family. I feel safe in this little bubble. But if we are traveling in a world of our creation, how are we contributing to what's happening in the world? I recognize this is not an easy thing to contemplate. And some of you may be thinking, I'm not responsible for what's happening over there, so I'm going to put it a different way. I invite all of us to ask the question, what am I doing to contribute to the collective consciousness that says war will never end? What are you telling yourself, or what is the collective, what is the consciousness that you are putting out there about war? About the war in the Middle East, about war in general? Emma Curtis Hopkins said, "The world will persist in exhibiting before you what you persist in affirming the world is." So the world will persist in showing itself to us based on what it is that we keep affirming and we keep thinking about. So just notice what you believe within yourself about war. War continues because the collective consciousness believes that it must continue. So we all play a part in the creation of it. And that's actually good news to be aware of that. Because it means that there is something that we can do within ourselves if we choose. We can't shift the entire collective, but we can start by shifting our own consciousness. We disconnect ourselves from all these things that are happening in the world because it's painful. Yes, it's painful to look at. It's not our war that we are personally fighting. There's no bombs going off here, and likely nobody we know has been killed. But what happens to one happens to all. If one is hurting, we are all hurting. If one is fighting, we are all fighting. So the energy out there is a reflection. It's just a reflection. So I say this not to cause undue sadness and stress, but just to help us to become aware and to remind us that consciousness matters. What we think about matters. Our thoughts matter. Our beliefs matter. How much we are willing to see things differently matter. It matters. Healing our own wounds matters. Working on ourselves matters. Continuing to grow and evolve matters. Because it impacts all. All of it helps to create the world that we see. So instead of saying, I don't want war, I want peace. Instead of saying, I don't want division, I want compassion. I want harmony. We get very passionate about the things that we want to create in this life based on the things that we see aren't working. But again, as we travel in our world of our creation, what we don't want travels right along with us. Yeah? Everything is energy. And we have the power to work with that energy and to move that energy. So in order to truly create what it is that we want, we have to start doing things a little differently. Becoming aware of our being, becoming aware of our connection to spirit, becoming aware of our own work. Releasing the angst, releasing the frustration, releasing the anger. Healing whatever needs to be healed within us and spending time in union with spirit. And then, when we feel a moment of calmness and peace, that's when we get to create. That's the moment that we create. Not from a place of angst and frustration, but from a calm, centered place. Then we get to focus on what we want to create. Creating from that aligned place, from that high vibrational place. In other words, we're creating consciously versus unconsciously. Not creating from a place of brokenness, not creating from a place where things aren't working. Ernest Holmes said, your creative power is not an act of will. It is rather an act of your willingness to believe. Your creative power comes from the originating spirit itself, which knows no limit. It knows no limit. That creative power knows no limit. So I invite you here to look around the room for a minute. And those at home, look around in your house, in the room that you're in, and just notice all the things that have been created in this space. Not just the things that got set up today, but the walls and the floors and the chairs and the curtains and just all of the things. Do you know, everything here started with an idea. Do you know that this building started with an idea? Someone had an idea to build this building. It used to be a high school. I think some of you even went here. It used to be a high school. And so the buildings got built, the designs were were made, the plans were made, our creations follow a divine urge. Now, the architects and designers and builders, now they probably weren't aware of that divine idea that flowed through them and the divine urge to create. They wouldn't label it as such, likely. But the divine is forever speaking to us. It's speaking to us to create. To create, whether that's something in your own life or it's something in our community or in our world. And so if as human beings, if we can create a building, if we can create a service, a community, then we can also create a healthy body. We can also create the job that we desire, the career that we desire. We can also create the amount of money that we desire. We can create abundance and prosperity in our life if we choose. We can create all that we desire and more if we choose. If we choose. Are you willing? Some of you aren't very sure yet. You're still trying to figure that out. So this idea of creation is indeed possible. But I want to remind us all that we need to start from a grounded and centered place, to create from the divine within us. And that's how we create not only more peace within ourselves, but more peace within our world. And I think we all would agree that we want more peace in the world. So as we close today, I invite you to just gently close your eyes if you're comfortable. Placing your hands over your heart and just taking in these words. I know that the divine spirit is operating through me now. I know that I'm not limited by anything that has happened in the past, or by anything that is happening now in my life or in the world. I affirm that I am entering into an entirely new set of conditions and circumstances that support my life. That which has no limit is flowing through my consciousness into action. I trust and know that I am guided by the same intelligence and inspired by the same imagination which scatters the moonbeams across the waves and holds the forces of nature in its grasp. As I connect with the divine essence within me, I have the power to create experiences that support my life individually and contribute to the well-being of the world collectively. So taking a deep breath and just feeling into the truth of these words. Notice how your body feels. And feel the holy possibility within you. Feel the holy possibilities that exist within your heart, within your mind, and within the world. We are all traveling in a world of our creation. Let's choose to create something extraordinary. And so it is.
Boy, that was exactly the talk I needed to hear this morning. Thank you so much for that. And it reminds me that one of the features that we all come with, one of the superpowers that we all have, is gratitude. I don't think there's a greater superpower than that. If you just walk around being grateful, your whole life changes. I have seen this in my own life. My cousin wrote this song a few years ago. It's called Thank You. Thank you for the coffee, thank you for the cup. Thank you for the morning and for waking me up. Thank you for the sugar, thank you for the cream. Thank you that the night was only a dream. Ooh, thank you. Thank you for the traffic and the menial job, for my baby crying and the craziest dog, for making me a button that says undo. Thank you for the way we make babies too. Ooh, thank you. Oh mercy, you are everywhere. You are always as close as a whispering prayer. Oh mercy, when the world doesn't care. Be my bosom of Abraham, be my rocking chair. Thank you for the rope that won't ever let me go. Thank you for the yes when everybody else said no. Thank you for the seesaw, thank you for the swing. Thank you for the gloves in the boxing ring. Ooh, thank you. Oh mercy, you are everywhere. You are always as close as a whispering prayer. Oh mercy, when the world doesn't care. Be my bosom of Abraham, be my rocking chair. Thank you for the love that can overcome regret. Thank you for the joy that I haven't seen yet. Thank you for the apples, thank you for the tree. Thank you for dancing down inside of me. Ooh, thank you. Ooh, thank you. Ooh, thank you.
All right, so just feeling gratitude for what you have received today and just taking your gift, whatever that may be, and placing it over your heart. The sun is shining right on our screen, so you may not be able to see that, but you can mail your gift to our office, you can text it to the phone number there, or you can scan that little QR code. And so thank you for all that you give to this community that allows us to continue doing what we're doing and so much more. And so let's say our offering affirmation together. I am in genuine alignment with the good that flows through my life. Spirit provides, I gratefully receive, I joyfully share, and the flow continues. I added a word in there.
I release and I let go, let my spirit alive, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for love. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for love. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for love.
Thank you, Chuck. And so I just bless all the abundance that is flowing into this beloved community and just feeling so much gratitude. And so I just give thanks and knowing that it continues to flow in all ways to us. And so it is. Thank you all. All right. So if you would like prayer after service, our practitioner Lonnie Hickman will be up here for prayer. There's also a prayer table in the back. You can write your prayer request. And then online, you could submit it online if you would like that as well. Know that we are here to support you, so please reach out if there's anything that is on your heart. Okay. All right, so I want to say thank you to a few people. Let's thank Reka Ohal. Love having you with us. Yeah, the second Sunday of every month. Thank you, Reka. And let's thank our sound and our media and all the beautiful beings that set up this sanctuary. Mwah. It doesn't take a village, indeed. All right, and I have a few announcements. So you all may have received one of these. These are our fridge notes. So we're no longer doing lots of announcements. We have these little fridge notes, but there's a couple things I want to announcements. Okay, just so I'm on track. Just want to point out a couple of things. So one is, so this week there's a new member class. So if you've been here a while and you're thinking about, gosh, maybe I want to take it to the next level and become a member, you can join us on Thursday, and I will be leading that. It'll be online. And then I'm going to be teaching our foundations class. So this is a brand new version. It's 6 weeks. It's starting online next week. And if you're curious about our philosophy and you'd like to really dive in and learn more about who we are and all of our wonderful core principles, come join me next Thursday. So all of that is here in your fridge notes, so you can register online. All right, and then I also want to bring up, where is Margot? You're right there. Come on up for a second. So we have a new volunteer coordinator. This is Margot Donovan. Hello. Yes, this is kind of a big deal, y'all. So I have amazing volunteers that help do everything that they do behind the scenes. But Margot came forward and said, "Can I be your volunteer coordinator?" And of course, I didn't say no. I very loudly said, "Yes, please, please, please." So I'm just pointing her out so that if you have questions about being a volunteer, if you're curious about it, she is the one to see and have a chat with after service. We're always looking for people to help with setup, to help with takedown. And speaking of takedown, so if you all, before you leave today, if you are able to and willing to take one of your chairs and to put it, we have carts that'll be brought in here, and just put your chair up so that our team doesn't have to do all of that on their own. That would be fabulous. And so thank you. Thank you, Margot, for saying yes. And again, if you would like to volunteer, please see Margot after service. All right, everybody, let's stand and say our benediction, placing your hands over your heart. Let's say this together. May our hearts remain open. May we remember our wholeness and the light of our true nature. May kindness and compassion guide our every thought and action. May love heal all division and awaken us to our shared unity. May we be at peace and create a world that works for all. Love is who I am. Love is who we are. Love is all there is.
We come here to love, we come here to sing, and we come here to remember we're in everything. Yes, we come here to love, and we come here to live, and we come here to remember that we came here to give our love away. We come to give our love away. Let's do that again. We come here to love, and we come here to sing, and we come here to remember we're in everything. Yes, we come here to love, and we come here to live, and we come here to remember that we came here to give our love away. We come to give our loves away. Let's do that chorus again. We come to give our love away. We come to give our love away.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Yes, sure.
I am a step for. Thank you for coming. I am a step